Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk to you about how to get your ex back. Hello everyone, I have a viewer question here from Viper32, and Viper's question is, how does he get his ex back? So the body of the email goes to say, I'm asking this question because my wife left me and has met someone else. I'm sorry to hear that, bro. Very, very difficult, especially marriage breakups, especially when there's someone involved. Obviously, a little bit of betrayal there. Very difficult situation. I'm sure you're really hurting at the moment, and my condolences go out for you. I'll meditate and send you some meta piece tomorrow. But I appreciate you bringing this to my attention. So we've only been separated for 2 months, so it's recent. So yeah, there's definitely some pain there. And I hope she sees what she's doing and wants to work it out. Now, I guess what's really important to remember here, Viper, is that she obviously has reasons, obviously things going through her head that made this difficult decision, because this is tough for her. This is not what women want to do. Women don't grow up going, can't wait to meet someone, marry them, and get and then break up. So it's always important to maybe just look through her mindset and understand what would have pushed her to this. I know there's others with the same problem. Absolutely, mate. This is over 50% of marriages fail. So we really need to look into this, understand the source, and that's why it's a great question. If you need someone to talk to, email me. And a woman's point of view would be nice. I can't give you a woman's point of view. I don't have any women on my YouTube channel. I'm not sure if you sent this question to the wrong person, but that's cool, because I will try and give you a woman's point of view, but I'll probably just give you a Hadron Collider view, which is even better. So we were married 8 years, and I think she'll come crawling back to me when she sees what she's doing. Dude, no, you don't want her crawling back to you. You want to fix this. And the last part of his email, no smart ass answers, please. I can't agree to that. I always give smart ass answers. So Viper, here we are. We're in a situation where you've had a relationship and things have worked, and I want you to ask yourself a question, that is, are you the same man today as you were when she met you? You're probably going to say yes, but I want you to think about it, Viper, just a little bit longer. Are you still doing the same hobbies you did before you met her? Are you still hanging out with your friends? Are you still going to the gym? Are you still passionately kissing her? Because what I've found and seen is that after 8 years, you were together 8 years, people drop their hobbies, they stop going to the gym, they become complacent. And women start to wonder what happened to the guy that they married, and they end up with maybe someone, and this is for men and women, they end up with someone they don't recognize. So I think it's really important to take this moment to say, who am I, where am I, and am I the same guy? And which guy do I like better? Do I like the guy who had lots of fun and was cool and fit when we met? Or do I like the guy today who's saying he wants his wife to come crawling back to him? Is that the same dude, Viper? Because the answer to getting her back, and I will give you some techniques to help reattract her, but before I do that, this is a valuable time in your life just to look at yourself and start building your self-esteem and looking at the things you can bring together. But more to the point, you've asked me, for some direct insights, and I will. So you would have heard before the concept that familiarity breeds contempt, and it's very, very true. I would say things to my brother and tell my brother that he is a complete moron and retard, but I wouldn't say that to someone that I met in the street. But I'm supposed to love my brother, and I'm not necessarily have to love someone in the street. So it's interesting on how, as we get to know people more and more and more, we become more complacent. Now, what's the opposite of complacency? Is the other saying, absence makes the heart grow fonder. So I guess what's happened right now is that you've got space, and I would recommend that you don't violate that space. So your wife has taken the big move out, and she's left you, and it's been 2 months now. And I'm not sure, I'm going to assume, if you're like most blokes, you freaked out and you texted her and you called her and you said, come back crawling to me, I don't like what you're doing, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to ask you to stop that. Take a breath. I know it hurts, I know it's tough, I know all you want to do now, and every fibre in your body is screaming to draw her back in and get things back to the way they were. But that's not going to work, mate. That won't work. There has to be space. Right now, she's remembering And when she broke up with you recently, so she's remembering and she's reinforcing, I broke up with Viper because, mate, this is what she's probably thinking, and no offense, that you're a bit of a dick, that you lost your way. I'm going to guess that maybe, Viper sounds like a bit of a gamer tag, maybe you played too many games and you got a bit of a gut. And that's superficial things, I understand, and I understand that that maybe that's not you, but that's what she's thinking. She needs to reinforce why this was a good decision. But what I can tell you is that you did some great things, Viper. Without even knowing you, to hold this relationship together, I know you did some amazing and some really great things. And she'll remember those things. But it's going to take time. It's going to take time for her to remember those things. Now, if you're sending her texts, and it sounds like a little bit of anger there, and there's any anger in these texts, you're going to constantly flip her back into the mode of remembering the bad things about you. You'll be reinforcing it, you'll be digging your own grave. Women need space. They need time. They need to heal. Think about this, and I know it hurts just like it, mate, so I'm sure you're going to understand. Think about if you cut your arm right there. There's no yelling at it, wanting at it, sending it text messages to get better. Your arm's not going to get better until it has time to get better. It needs time, and these deep wounds need time. Now, she needs time to miss you. Now, the big fear with blokes are that, you love your wife, and I'm sure you think she's pretty hot, because we all think, why would you have married her otherwise? And you're probably thinking, nah, I can't leave her alone. Other blokes are going to hook up with her. There's other blokes in the picture. This other bloke there. Now, what you need to understand is that you built 8 years with this woman. You're married to her for 8 years. You have her heart. No matter what she says, she called you a pork chop, or whatever she said when she left. She was with you for 8 years. That's a deep bond. That's a connection. That's a karmic cycle that she can't just break. And if you give her some space to remember that you have such a strong bond, and you work on yourself, and you start thinking, how can I be the guy that she fell in love with? She'll gravitate back to you. Your energy, your force will really emit a presence that will connect with her. You were with her for 8 years. There is a non-tangible connection that you can communicate through that I've seen millions of times. So, Viper, the way to get her back is to give her this space, to give her the time to remember the great guy that you are. And if you ain't that great guy, go out and be that great guy. And it may take time, but please resist the urge to text her, to call her, to show up at her workplace, to get angry with her if she doesn't reply. Avoid that. Use this as an opportunity to do some of the things that you love. You've probably got some more time on your hands because you're not hanging out with her at the moment. Go out, reconnect with old friends, become the best version of you. Now, if she doesn't call you back, and this and you're not texting her and you're not calling her, doesn't work, that's okay, because sometimes things have to end in order for new things to begin, and your next soulmate could be right around the corner. If she does contact you, and I think she will, as long as you give her the space and the time, that's your opportunity to say, hey, let's meet, let's talk. I really want to just have a coffee, take it very slow. Talk about some of the realizations you've had about maybe not being your best self, and how you apologize for that, and then take and reconnect. Don't go straight in going, oh, I'm a great guy now, we should get back together. That's like just opening a new old wound. What you really want to do is start again, reconnect, start sort of helping her understand that where things went wrong and you're willing to fix it, and make her fall in love with you again. Become that guy she fell in love with. And if you can do that, she will come back to you. She's not going to forget you. Don't freak out that, because you haven't texted each other for 2 months. And I doubt it. I think it could only be days. That she's not going to forget you had 8 years. Now, if 8 years means nothing to her, she's not worth being with. But it does mean something to her. And that doesn't need to happen. Give her the space, the time. Become the guy that she fell in love with. And she will naturally fall in love with that guy again. She can't help it. Attraction's not a choice. You don't choose to fall in love with someone. She didn't choose to fall in love with you. You were doing things that made her fall in love. You were a person that was lovable. If you become that person, she doesn't get to choose not to love you. Even if she's thinking, oh, I don't want to get back into this old habits, she won't be able to help herself. But that's the work you have to do. So take all the energy you're using right now to harass her and text her and wish her, wish her harm, and put that energy into becoming the best Viper possible. That energy, that good karma, will start to emit, and you'll draw her back in. but you're going to push her away, mate, and you're going to push her away with thinking that she has to crawl back and worrying about this other bloke. You're going to push her away, and I know you don't want that. So give her the space, allow her to come back into your life, become the person she fell in love with, and that is the way you get your ex back. Thank you for the question, Viber. Great question. If you have any questions, send them through via my YouTube channel or email address. I'd love to answer them. Thank you and goodbye.